Okay, what's up everyone? I'm going to be doing a VOD review for one of the members in OWCraft. We do VOD recording and VOD reviews for players that want to improve, and we try our best to help out the player and analyze their gameplay to offer suggestions in which they can improve. So, we'll start off. Now, the site I'm using to do this VOD review is called mayhem.gg. I'll leave a link for that in the description. So I'm just going to start by kind of analyzing this player's play and just kind of going over the mistakes that are being made as well as the things that she's doing right. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to skip 20 seconds ahead. Skip
5. Stop the payload.
So right now if you kind of look, I don't know if the Mercy should be staying here with the full HP Ryan, because there's not much utility or things she can be really offering this full health Ryan. She could be maybe over here or even on main with the other DPSs, just because I don't think the only thing that could really happen from her being right here is a potential enemy dive that she could happen, and she's not really with her DPS. So that's just the first thing I noticed.
Soldier's going around him top.
It's a good thing she switched over to Zarya, but she got poked and was out of position. What her team should have done is had Reinhardt positioned down there and not even been up there, especially if the DPS weren't going to play with him. There's no point for Zarya to have gotten hooked there.
You gotta hold the choke.
It's a very awkward team comp, honestly. People keep getting caught by, this is bad. Yeah, in this case, I think, well, they switched to McCree, and that's to do with Farah, so they didn't really have anything at the start, and their DPS were a little weird. I do think Mercy could have lived here by not gone to heal the Ryan. See, because she flies out into the middle of 5 of them, when instead she should just be kiting back with Junkrat, I think, because this positioning right here, she sees the Ryan, so she goes to help the Ryan, but what she should probably do, just to be safe, is kite back with Junkrat instead, and that would have helped a lot better.
Feels fucking bad, man.
But then again, I don't know if it would have made too much of a difference, but it's still general positioning, you want to make sure you're safe. And another general tip that I usually have with Mercy is try not to heal in front of enemies or be around the enemy's line of sight, because there's no saving that Reinhardt at 1 HP with 5 enemies. It's just none. So she should be sticking more with McCree here. McCree can easily get picked off if he's not pocketed. There should be a call to go high ground. Their team shouldn't be holding down here, they should be holding it high. It's a good shatter. She's doing a good job rotating to the teammates. It's good positioning. See, all of those should be power boosted. There's no reason there shouldn't be. And then she didn't need to fly over there either. She should have stayed with McCree, power boosting McCree to help him kill the Pharah, etc. Because now she has to waste this time healing up McCree, and then Ryan is low. So that could have ended pretty badly.
Bears back. Ryan down, Ryan down. Push up a little bit.
Again, should probably just be sticking with McCree
Swords on the
here.
right side.
He's by the cart.
I've got you. Where does it hurt?
There we go.
Yeah. There's a good opportunity to damage boost this guy over there. Junkrat is a good choice too, but you gotta look at like who is about to engage in a fight.
I'm dead. Trying to block for you though. Nice.
Justice reigns from
I got solo ulted by Pharah.
And they died too far apart here, so it's kind of unfortunate.
My servants never die.
Definitely going for now.
I got solo shattered.
Good. So I actually want to look back at that fight to see the decision making in the res. Just to see this team fight go out. So I think I'm actually gonna see what happened here.
Ulted by Pharah.
So Junkrat died right here. He's not the most important to res, but you also see the Zenyatta die, so she gets the duo res off because they died too far apart. Now I was gonna say maybe like resing the Rhine might be good, but I guess the McCree had ulti. It's unfortunate that he didn't die closer to his team. She does a good job of kiting back, since that was the only target in her LOS.
Definitely going for now.
And then goes straight to McCree to damage boost the ults.
I got solo shattered.
And yeah, they just used ultis at that point. She probably could have flew to Junkrat and been
Yeah,
safe,
he
but
just did. He just did.
it's debatable.
Starting over from the beginning.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Stop the payload. Stop the payload.
Nice.
Just trying to stall.
I tried. You're up there.
Damage increased. Let's get you back out there.
Here.
Sorry. Get to your
Your support has arrived.
bridge.
Here.
Let's get you back out there.
Here.
Sorry. Get to your
Your support.
So that, honestly, like, that Junkrat probably could have been saved, like, very, very easily.
Let's get you back out there.
Here.
I think if it was noticed that he was taking damage earlier and also that he was kind of pushed out, probably could have been saved.
Sorry. Get to your
Your support has arrived.
bridge.
And now Sombra is just kind of
Oh man.
that position is bad. Like she needs to be like up top with McCree, because she's easily flanked by the like, I don't know, I guess this is just like a misclick, but she should have been able to fly up to the she should have been able to fly up to the McCree there and been safe. Oh, she flew to the Tracer instead, so that's why she wasn't able to get up there. Just the best out of a bad situation. But as Mercy, you should try to make sure you're consistently in a like a high ground type of position, just so it's like safer, or at least behind enemy lines. You just don't want to be where like a Sombra can just like walk up to you without being near your DPS. I want to see what happened there. I wasn't paying attention. It's like healing near enemies. It's not good, especially when you have res. You need to be hiding. Not necessarily hiding per se, but knowing that Sombra hasn't used EMP in 2 fights, she definitely has it. So it's maybe staying with McCree and just damage boosting him, and the spawn would have been better, and then resing who died after.
Kill you with Tracer.
Oh my god, they're all like
Beautiful res though. It's a good res.
Get the hog, get the hog. Lucio next. Slow.
Casting a spell on you.
It's a very close call.
They're right middle.
Right beside you.
Good pick, good pick.
The charge.
Preventing your damage. My ultimate is
Rook, what on us?
I'm with you.
Like right now, she shouldn't be switching targets at all, especially since they're all full health.
Get you back out there.
She should be focused on just damage pocketing one McCree, in my opinion. It's just because, or just a DPS that's going to be high impactful. And that's bad. That's probably game right there. The reason being, as soon as I didn't see the Rhine myself, but basically as soon as you saw that fire strike, should have dipset it. Like, let's actually. Okay, so Rhine's here. She's already making the smart decision by exiting the line of sight, but it's definitely like not enough because they overpower whoever's like right here, which is the Rhine. I think it would have been smarter in hindsight to probably fly to the Zenyatta that was right here. Because if she went down there instead of over there, she might not have gotten shattered. But that's a hard decision to make, especially considering since there's people like that are about to be on the card. Maybe if Junkrat was a little further away, but it's really hard to call out. You just have to know that Rhine has shatter and not position in that type of way to where he can get to.
Ryan, shattered.
I don't know.
Witches don't die that easily.
Okay, so that's round.
My increase.
Plant the payload.
Damn it, my ultimate is charging. Your support has arrived.
Some behind.
This is bad for them because they don't really have a consistent damage dealer.
Casting a spell on you. Heilstrahl activated.
Rain, top rain, top rain.
I'm being attacked. Casting a healing
They have nothing to really like finish off kills unless Widow gets a critical and finishes them. But
Where does it hurt?
Break his shield. My god, why is your shield drop?
I don't have a shield.
Damage spell is upon you.
I killed a soldier.
Ich bin da.
classic Widow. Standing right in front of a Roadhog and then blaming it on the Reinhardt. It's constructive. Now they have a Genji now, so at this point, oh, there's the res. She should res right away. Like, Shouldn't wait too much.
Farm home.
My servants never die. Someone
Then again, Summer would have probably just EMP'd anyways. But
The Summer's dead.
How's the fat shatter?
I don't know. I think that's a hard call too, like waiting to res or just resing the 2 and keeping Junkrat alive. I think it would have probably been better to just res 2, then keep Junkrat alive with damage pocket, and you probably could have killed Sombra. Sometimes resing early is better, sometimes it's actually not a good idea, but it just depends, because it's riskier to wait for res in some situations.
Alright, we do this fight.
Zenyatta's one.
I'm gonna suggest you guys go top left. Top left. You need to engage for the...
Almost has another res too, it's good.
Everyone just go left.
It's not good that they don't have
Just go left
consistent
side. We need to take high ground.
DPS.
good as
We're
new.
gonna have Russell.
Somber.
My healing spells upon you. Damage and fire.
It's a little too late on the Zarya switch. She's not even gonna have time for grab.
Did someone
And a drop down killer.
Nowhere before. Oh, shit.
I'm on.
Are they not able to kill Asana? Holy shit.
They're down.
Two are low. Point. There's two or like one
She
shot
should
in the
just solo res at this point in time.
That's OWC.
But I feel like she's just not probably gonna not res at all.
Get 3 on payload.
And that's just because they're just gonna have momentum at this point since her team does not have momentum. Well, I gotta pick on Ryan. There's the triple.
My servants never die.
Good shatter. Hey, help. Help.
We'll actually
Hey, help.
go back and see this, because that was a good res.
Seconds remaining.
My
Who
servants
was
never die.
Good shatter.
who actually meleeed her?
Never die.
Good shatter. Hey, help. Help.
Yeah, because flying into their enemy like can work sometimes, but maybe she could have flew backwards. But the res was enough to give them enough momentum to allow their team to counterpoint, so that's good.
I roll. One's grab.
80.
Ooh, that's not good.
It's 3 ults.
I probably would have done the same in that situation, and the soldier was ulting, so even if she tried to fly out, she was kind of trapped.
They use
So
Zenyatta.
it's not too
My blade's
much.
done. Then use grab.
You could say, hey, maybe I could have flown to Lucio, but at the same time, if he's ulting like that with Nano, you're gonna die in like 3 shots.
With some assistance.
Need heals.
Sorry.
Didn't get to the Genji fast enough. Let's actually see if she had a good opportunity.
Need heals.
Sorry.
No. She flew to that guy. She wouldn't have been able to get to him, so that wasn't her fault at all. Maybe a split second faster, but
That Ryan.
super extending.
Ryan dead.
Your support has arrived. Did someone call for us?
There's Sombra behind.
Casting a spell on you.
Hey, Russell.
Oh no.
I'm hiding.
I'll grab the choke when they come in.
This is not good. She's just gonna get found out.
On his getting left.
Oh man.
He's off point. He's
Red,
off
red,
point.
red.
The payload
Wow, they C9 so hard.
He's off grab.
It could have been really bad though.
Essentially.
Let's get you back out.
They already had eyes, so it's like I personally think it's just better to stick with the team.
How close are our ults right now?
They do have EMP though, so
I am ready.
it's a risky proposition.
Watch out, there's Zenful as well.
Hiding in that bank area is like Somber might even find you and just fucking solo EMP you just to kill you.
Stay together, stay together. Stay together, stay together. Alright.
Good 4-man. Oh, the hook. Couldn't get the 4th, but
There's Zen ult.
that's enough.
I'm on fire. But this witch doesn't burn.
It's definitely enough to win.
Yeah.
Should fly straight to Ryan for the heals sooner rather than later.
Come back to the almost down
Right,
there.
right.
Like,
Let's get you back out there.
I'm starting to notice as a Mercy player myself, oh, that could have been really bad.
Didn't have you grab.
Positioning, noticing the soldier and positioning around. I'm starting to notice as a Mercy player myself, like it's really important to
Alright, we're gonna have one.
notice your teammates as soon as they're taking damage and try to consistently keep them at full HP, like whenever you can.
Prepare to attack.
Helps you build up your res as well as just making sure they win every fight. Another important factor as Mercy when you're playing is to make sure they are being damage boosted when there's a good opportunity.
The payload.
It was Sim too.
Hard.
You wanna jump up there?
Yeah, in a
After
sec.
you, after you're up, after you're up.
So what I would do
I'll jump
is
up with
probably
you.
follow the Winston in this
Jump
case.
now.
Damage boost. Because it's gonna make Winston's dive a lot more effective. She ended up falling. Okay,
Sorry.
so this is like the mistake here. She ended up following. She should have followed up right away with damage boost to maximize the damage, 30% extra. She ended up following it, like anyways. So the problem with that is the Winston did not get any of the damage boost that he could have gotten or the heals. So he was taken to low, so was Diva, and whoever else dived.
Jump now.
Now, the thing is, who else was over there? The Genji. The Genji gets wiped by Ryan, and then she is in a very bad position because she ended up jumping in later when Ryan already came to clean up. Genji already died because she didn't follow the dive, when if that was her initial plan anyways, which is usually a good idea as Mercy on this specific point to just like follow your team. The Genji probably would have been kept alive, and they probably would have got kills. Now, the thing is, so since that didn't happen, that's okay. Like, you're going to try to make the best out of this bad situation. But staying here is not good either. If you're in this situation where Genji's already dead, the position you want to take is right here. Sorry. Is like right here behind the Winston. And you want to just be power boosting and healing him and using Winston as your body block. So Ryan has to fight the Winston. And she made a movement to do that, but that should have been the case from the get-go. She should have just been behind Winston the whole entire time. And that would have been much better. So like a lot of that seems minimal, but this is like a 1-minute time period where every little thing like makes a huge difference, and that could have been the difference between winning or losing this game. I don't know the outcome yet, but that is something just very small, but it makes a huge difference. Like just following Winston in immediately, healing up your Genji so he doesn't die to the Reinhardt, etc. So Genji's out of line of sight. There's no saving him. They did too much damage to Winston. They basically snowballed him, so. Sucks. Because another thing, she's 95 to res. If she had like followed up the Winston and got more healing done at that initial fight, the res could have made an impact. I'm not saying that it would have, because they basically had like, they got wiped like twice, but having a pocket heal on a dive definitely makes a huge impact. So. Okay, so it's better to just be damage boosting McCree at all times here, which she's doing currently. Topping off Ryan, switching back to McCree, which she's still on Ryan, but topping off McCree is the best thing. Making sure there's damage. What they need to do here is make sure they don't get picked, which looks like it's already happening because those people. They also need to rotate and take a position on main. It's good she's healing May. This is risky. Healing needs to be constantly being done to the front line or they're just going to lose. And it's good they have the May. It's a scary, scary game. Holy shit. Ryan needs to be healed like sooner. Okay, they got res. She's waiting too long. They got the 4. That's good. It's actually good. Like I said, it's always risky to like wait because sometimes the players that you need to res won't die, but you might be able to save them. It's like a huge judgment call, and it's difficult to
Yeah, no.
Like, you had to put it really close.
to know. This is like 10. This is such a close game. Like, and you got to think like any mistake that's made could have like the biggest impact in deciding this game. Soldier should be pocketed right now. Yeah, and then he ends up getting, she gets shattered, and it's bad. They got the Symmetra though. Looks like they're winning this. Thank God. Okay, so that one was a victory. That was really good. I think. See, so she kind of like positioned backwards to kite away from Reinhardt, and we can see. But there was no like immediate danger to her. There was probably more danger if she flew there, so maybe positioning backwards so she doesn't get shattered, because that could have been really scary. But okay, so that's the first VOD. Let me pull up the second. So there was 2 VODs that she sent in, one with her current gameplay versus one with her previous gameplay where she said she was doing better, and in this Dorado game she's not playing as well as she was before, so she wanted to know the difference of her play. So check it out. Apparently this one's worse quality too. So. Okay.
Damage amplified. Let's get you back out there.
Just a shadow.
I take it you don't want my autograph.
Alright, damage boosting Genji at the start. Maybe even go for the Widow damage boost. Winston should be followed with the dive. She's too close, but they're not really focused on her. There is a Widow behind her. Now she just put herself in the middle of Winston, so it's lucky they were able to create space for her. Genji could have been kept alive there. Winston needs to be followed as soon as possible. Solo resing him would be an excellent idea rather than waiting. Probably should have done that ASAP and then switched to Diva,
Okay, never mind.
but the hesitation on it caused the Diva to die. Then she probably could have just solo res Winston. Their focus would have been turned to Winston, She could have kept D.Va in mech. D.Va mech would have blocked high noon. That's a textbook scenario. Not necessarily that's what would have happened, but it could have happened if the res was sooner. Considering she did the res anyways, there's a great hesitation there, and like D.Va had already lost mech and then she used it when it should have just been used right away. That nano was kind of weird, but power boost on a nano full HP, but wouldn't have mattered. They used trance. She needs to fly out. There we go. Probably should have kited around with Widowmaker, because this is what happened here. The Widow's already drawing aggro, and then rotates. So what happens here is they rotate over to deal with Widow, and she was basically left alone. She should have either flew back in to the fight, and just making sure you're constantly using Guardian Angel, like that's a big thing, or tried to follow Widow, and it was kind of like an awkward position. So
I need healing. Did someone call for a lift? Damage increase.
My ultimate is charging.
Group up here.
They're gonna have Genji over
Push on the left.
What's behind? He's on me,
Your support has arrived.
Genji's middle. We have our res ready? Go.
ooh, she had the 3. They're gonna get that. That's good.
Anyone want to join me? A speedy recovery.
Oh no.
Our healer's is down.
It's fine.
We'll be able to cap it, don't worry. We have to.
She wanted me to let her know like the difference between the two VODs too, of like each style, and I do think that she's using a lot more like communication in this game, which is at a previous time, and I think
I have nano soon, so wait for me.
like that's a major difference. So like that's a good thing. Having more vocal communication is gonna
Yeah.
help you win a lot more.
Plus one that for 402. Alright. Well scented.
Like a lot of this is like reaction time too. Like if you're able to switch targets faster, like Ana shouldn't have died there, 100%. But like if you're able to you know, react faster to when people need healing and like keep them healed to full HP consistently, you're gonna win a lot more.
On my way.
Witches don't die
So that's
easily.
just something
Our healers are on the way.
to keep note of.
Your support
I don't even think Winston probably should have died there either, but
Soldier, I can nano
that
you.
was a little harder of a target to heal.
My damage spell is
90 on res.
Should be power boosting Soldier. 100%. Like, nothing else should have been done there, and that would have made an impact. Or, if not power boosting Soldier, just hiding for res, or like
I don't think they trans, did they?
being in a safe position.
No, they Lucio beat it.
Will left.
my healing spell is upon you.
Genji.
Because they used ults there, and they should have won that fight, but they didn't.
Where does it hurt?
Alright.
No.
Time to go on.
Should be pocketing Soldier here instead of hiding.
Wait, I'm hiding Fighting in bottom right.
There's no reason like you would ever have to hide here, especially if Genji's already dead and there's no threat. Especially now they have wall hacks. Like, yeah, like just stay with Soldier. Soldier's gonna kill them all. You're gonna win the fight. I wonder if it looks like they probably win the fight, but there's no one had to die on this team. Like right here, she just kept Soldier alive. Soldier or pocketed Soldier with damage. Would have happened a lot sooner.
Alright, Tracer, dead.
That was not a good play.
Wait, Winston. Save Bastion now.
Starting over
Focus
from
him
the
down.
beginning.
Go on, the 3 down.
Judging by the time frame of this video, it looks like they win here, but yes. She solo res instead of just pocketing Soldier to keep him alive. Like, and I'll actually go back on that to like show exactly what I mean, because I don't want to like. So that's good that she kited around when Winston jumped, but the thing is, like, we're gonna go back 20. Another 20.
Alright.
No.
They're engaging for the fight. So maybe not initially. Like at this point in time, before the fight starts, they're making their push. They're making their push inwards. She probably shouldn't show herself right now. So it's okay to hide because you know Genji's gonna have ultimates. Ana's probably gonna have ults. They'll have high noon. They haven't used that all game. So it's very, very good for her to kind of play back right now. Especially because right when you hear that sound effect of the Genji ulting, one dash puts him right here. Another dash puts him right here. So the thing is, until Genji is taken care of, or you know his dash is down, you want to be hiding. But the thing is, you shouldn't be hiding this far back. You need to be in range of being able to heal your Soldier if possible, unless you see Genji dash up here and then dash here. Because you want to fly back to your Soldier as soon as possible. Now, Winston's already down. Their Winston is dead. By the looks of it, they're already on point. You know, it looks like the Genji's probably over here in the back corner, and then Soldier, Ana are safe. Right now, there's nothing from Mercy being outputted to the team. She's just kind of hanging back. Now, Genji is dead, the main threat. So what Mercy should be doing is just sticking on this Soldier, sticking on this Ana, but still being safe so no one can really dive her. If she does get dived by, let's say, the Winston, you have Ana and Soldier up there to help her out. So there's no threat to her. Ana can keep the targets on the point healed. So they got 5 kills here. There's no reason they should have lost this. And the thing is, if Soldier had been damage boosted, you have to realize what impact that could have had. Even if she was on point healing, which is riskier. Like if she went on point, which is probably a lot riskier of a proposition, it would have been better probably than if not. So I don't know, maybe that's being too critical, but they got 5 kills. I feel like that could have been an easy win.
This objective has my name written all over it.
On my way.
Got a tick. Tick is pretty damn good. We have Nano Blade.
Alright.
Understood.
My ultimate is charging. A clean bill of health.
What? Dude, what?
Who's that Soldier?
Damage increased. My healing spell is upon
Oh,
you.
Tracer died.
Your
It's all
support
good.
has arrived. Let's get to
We're
that
halfway to
outfit.
rest. What are our other ults?
My ultimate
Got
is
Nano
charging.
Blade.
Alright.
My blade
We'll have to hit Joseph does that.
my ultimate
Feel for Ana and Kenji, okay?
Hmm. Winston's gonna catch line of sight of her.
Zombie. Fasting left. Get him.
Oh, the widow got her.
Widow is way at the top there. She's like on the top ledge. Get her. Above. She's above point.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, Mame way with Rez. Might get back.
I wonder if it won that.
Bastion, Bastion.
Mame way with Rez. Stay on point. Stay on the point. Don't see 9.
Don't see 9.
This objective has my name written all over it. My servants never die.
Widow left.
That's a good fly to get out of Widow's line of sight. Flying back in probably wasn't the best idea,
I
but
slept bad.
it wouldn't have mattered.
Someone woke him up.
Yeah, their best chance was when they used all their ults and got the 5 kills. I really think hiding versus actually like APMing and pocketing the soldier there would have made all the difference.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't have, but the thing is, like, it's definitely something to maybe look at and adjust. And these are just my opinions, so it's not to be taken too seriously. Falky is trash. Fuck that guy. Okay, so this is kind of a questionable position. I mean, it's good for her to be healing and switching, but she's like literally has her back to the enemy, so it's like hard to LOS anything. Like, you don't have any information on where the enemy's at if you're just like playing like that. Playing like this is like a little better because she can actually see like more of the field of view of where the enemy might be coming from.
She's going on me right.
I mean, you could probably just listen to sounds too, but it's still like you could get hit by someone on the flank really easily.
Widow's shooting at me right.
She went right in line of sight. She knew Widow was there too. It's like
Tried to get together.
shouldn't have gone back to that same location and stayed there. It's just like a misclick, I think, but
Starting over from the
Okay,
beginning.
Winston's down. Going back to chasers.
she basically GA'd and stood right in the corner of Widow's FOV, and she could have flew past or not even flown past at all, and it would have made a
Try
difference.
to install it.
Would have had res, they would have res the teammates would probably still be alive.
Alright, we make Kenji blow us up.
Objective lost. New defense point. Objective B.
Immer unterbricht mich jemand bei der Arbeit.
No, wait. We have res.
So maybe be pocketing Genji here since she's already in spawn and Genji's in spawn. It's not gonna make a difference.
Top left.
Like, it's okay to keep the Zarya alive here
into the iris.
because now they're gonna die in a staggered fashion, or they're just not gonna be using all their ults.
My servants never
So it's not gonna be as good.
Fasting top left.
But if she maybe had kept the players alive there, it would have been better. But then again, that Bastion
Fasting
just
Winston
fucking
top left.
destroyed.
Diva, just hold right click on Bastion.
There could have been a lot more, like, better APM there as well.
Okay, Fasting.
But they pulled out that attack Bastion wild card, and it kind of fucks with them.
Wow.
Diva's a good pick, but no one's diving him. So the Bastion's sitting there for free.
Fucking cheese.
Okay, so that's that game. So I just want to go over both the VODs in comparison with each other. I think there's more communication in the Horizon Colony one versus the Dorado. I think the play on Dorado is probably better with APMing. There was more, I mean 2CP is different versus Squirt as well, so it's hard to compare both, but there was more mistakes made in the Horizon game versus your most recent gameplay. So just general tips is I would say try to hide less, try to you know, impact the players that are going to win those like key fights more. Try to react faster to targets that need healing. I know that's just kind of a thing that comes with practice, but it's something to be aware of. And another advice, I guess, I don't know, I think that just about covers it. Like, there wasn't too much, okay, and the other thing is try to damage boost more, a lot more, like, or at least try to be impactful with APM as much as possible. Actions per minute, you just want to make sure, like, as soon as that Winston dives on Dorado first point, you want to make sure you're damage boosting on as soon as he jumps in, as soon as he's doing damage, keeping the Genji up, rotating targets, making sure you're always being of use rather than you know, not doing anything. So like, because every like second you heal someone, every shift, like every damage boost tick of damage, like every 30% extra numbers, like that's an impact to the game that makes a difference. So just keep all of that in mind and know, like, the better you play, like, the more games you're going to win, and those types of things make a difference. Anyways, for anybody that's watching, wants to get better at Mercy, thank you for watching. This service is through OWCraft. We do VOD review. We have a bunch of coaches that will be more than happy to look at your gameplay, and just feel free to submit VODs in the OWCraft Academy text channel on our Discord server, which I will link in the description, and you guys can check us out there. And you know, it's a community, we help each other try to get better. So that wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps Disappointed as well as any Mercy players that might be watching to help them improve.